My parents were part of what I think of as the post-war generation. Born in 40 and 42, they grew up in the late 40s and 50s, end of World War II. Their parents both fought in the war. My mother was born under Nazi occupation in Marseille. And for them, even though they didn't have active memories of the war, they were raised by people who did, and so they had a vivid sense of having been born into the affluence and explosion of exploration that generation went through. The abstract artists and filmmakers and philosophers greatly influenced them, and they were, reading communist tracts and etudes of architecture and looking at abstract art, right? And I was very impressioned by that. I was impressionné, the French. I was raised by them when they were still young and in that attitude, which, of course, the challenges in their lives later changed for them, and they became very different people later. But I recently re-encountered this film Pablo Picasso and Man Ray took on a vacation, and they were using the camera equipment of their time, and they're all abstract artists already. And so they basically created abstract video vlogs before that was a thing. They made films. They made abstract journal entries. They basically incorporated the experience of their life, which just so happened to be a vacation in the Mediterranean, as an form of artistic expression. And somehow I have correlated what is going on today, the YouTube and TikTok and video generation, basically the social media revolution that has brought along a new wave of selfies, self-portraits. How many self-portraits did Van Gogh paint? And vlogging as somehow this new thing, this new cultural expression. But really, I'd like to argue that it's been around for a long time, and artists have always used the format of staring in the mirror at the self and examining their own lives as fodder for their art and explorations. This has always been a thing. And so now it is simply translated into modern times as these little miniature video essays. Anyway, that's how I think of selfies and vlogs. Why is someone who very creatively edits a makeup tutorial somehow lowbrow and not considered art, whereas Picasso and Man Ray cutting weird 16 8mm film of their vacation together somehow art, right? No, I would argue it's all valid, and the social media thing is actually allowing an entire new generation to explore modes of creation and kind of exploring life, right? This existential meditation on what we are all going through. And I say it's all legit. In fact, I say it's all highbrow, except maybe for AI slop. But even that, it's trained on us, right? So there's a mirror here, something to see. Anyway, I think of vlogging as miniature films, and of course that's obvious because I do little pretend miniature opening titles and closing titles, right? But that is intentional. Make it a miniature movie so that I can play with the meta idea that abstract impressionist reflection is part of the soup of meaning making that human beings have always been engaged in. At least the generation that raised me thought of it that way. And it might be that having survived the near destruction of their world, they tried to grab onto life as vividly and completely as possible, perhaps. And have we not now maybe forgotten some of the urgency of that let's not do war thing and let's live life with gusto thing? No, we're right back to war again. because the old men who rule us have forgotten in their egoic conceits the lessons of the last century. I have never been a particular fan of Picasso, to be frank, or of Cubism. I've never been a fan of him as a person or his art. And yet, to re-encounter this film and to remember the stunning impact of Guernica, his mural as an anti-war protest for the bombing of the Basque Spanish mountain town Guernica in April of 1937. This anti-war message has struck me as incredibly potent and incredibly important to remember right now. We must, as people, refuse war, and as artists, make that point as well. Am I trying to bridge these two narratives by saying that modern day Instagram vlogs and the precocious appetite for art and expression and selfies that Man Ray and Picasso and his circle of friends expressed have some correlation in the modern world, and that kids doing TikTok videos and blogging about their lives makes them remember that peace is more important than war? Perhaps that is the case I make. From my home to yours, my friends, be well. Ciao.